The words hit me like a punch to the gut, stealing the air from my lungs. Guys, starting tomorrow, you don't have to come in anymore. Take whatever you can carry, then leave. My heart just sank. A stunned, heavy silence fell over the shop. The usual clatter of wrenches, the hum of compressors, it all vanished, replaced by the terrified whispers of the mechanics around me. This wasn't some corporate layoff. This was our small, greasy auto repair shop on the outskirts of Houston, and it was dying. That afternoon, Mr. Reed, our kind-hearted owner, stood before us. His voice trembled, a raw crack in the air. "I'm so sorry, everyone," he choked out, his eyes glistening. "I'm bankrupt. I can't even pay this month's wages. The bank is taking the building. The only thing I can give you is what's left in this shop. Anything you can carry out, consider it your severance." For a moment, we all froze. Then, like a switch flipped, panic ignited. Two of the mechanics, Derek and Logan, bolted. "Quick, grab that cordless drill," Derek yelled, his voice laced with frantic desperation. "And that diagnostic laptop? It's worth a lot of money." They yanked open toolboxes, tore down shelves, fighting for the most expensive scraps. Mr. Reed, his spirit crushed, just stood there, watching in silence. In the corner, I hadn't moved. I was the youngest, the only female mechanic, and my mind was reeling. Derek glanced at me, a sneer on his face. "What are you staring at, Hannah? Grab something while you still can." The old man's broke. You don't owe him anything. But I just shook my head. As they finally ran out, their arms overflowing, I felt a strange resolve. I walked to the front of the shop, picked up a broom, and began to sweep the oily floor. And if you're finding this story as wild as I did, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Mr. Reed frowned, his eyes wet. "Hannah," he said, bewildered. "Didn't you hear me?" "I can't pay you. Why are you cleaning?" I stopped and looked up at him. "Mr. Reed, when my husband was in the hospital, you quietly slipped an envelope into my locker. When nobody else would hire a female mechanic, you gave me this job." I looked around the oil stain shop. This place has been feeding my family. I can't strip it bare on its last day. If this is the end, I want it to end with dignity, at least clean. Lights off, doors locked properly. In that moment, a flicker of something crossed his face. He smiled, reaching into his jacket. He pulled out a ring of keys and a thick envelope. "Hannah," he said, his voice suddenly stronger. "This shop isn't closing." I froze. "What?" "I just signed a deal with a national chain," he explained. "We're expanding." The new owners had one condition. I had to find a general manager I could trust completely. Someone who wasn't just here for the money. He placed the keys and the envelope into my trembling hands. "Derek and Logan," he said with a faint smile, "walked out with a few $100s worth of old tools. But you, Hannah, you chose loyalty when everything looked hopeless. Starting today, you're the new manager of this shop." Tears streamed down my face. I threw my arms around him. "Mr. Reed," I whispered, "thank you." He hugged me back tightly. "Loyalty," he murmured, "is a very expensive gift. You can't expect it from cheap hearts." Then he added, "God often tests our hearts in seasons of lack to see if we're ready for the abundance to come." That day changed my life forever. It taught me what truly matters. Shh, tell me, have you ever been in a situation where your loyalty was tested? I really want to hear your stories in the comments below.